Okay, let's get started. This is the rest of 13.4. We have a couple more examples now. This next example asks us to determine the necessary grade. The mean average, so they're going to calculate a mean of 80 or greater for 5 exams is needed for a final grade of B in the course. Elsa's first course exam grades were 73, 69, 85, and 80. What grade does she need on the 5th exam to get a B in the course? So this is our first question. What does she need on the 5th exam? So let's let X equal the 5th exam. And we know that she's already earned a 73, a 69, an 85, an 80, and she's going to have unknown on the next test, and that will be the 5 grades. They get averaged to give an average of a B. She's shooting for a B, which is an 80. Okay, so I'll go ahead and add these numbers here, and on a calculator you'll get 307 plus X over 5, and then I get rid of the 5 by multiplying both sides by the 5. They cancel over here, and I have 307 plus X is equal to 400. Now I'll subtract 307 off, and it is possible if she makes a 93, so she needs 93 to get a B. Okay? Now there is a second part to this question, and it says, is it possible for her to get an A? And that means that the average, when we work it out, is going to have to equal 90. So we actually could just sort of start at this step right here and say that she already has 307 points, and then on the last test she has to get some grade average to make the average 90. Okay, we're looking for an A now, part B. So I'll multiply both sides by 5, and I'll get 450 over here. Subtract 307 from both sides, and you'll find that X needs to be 143. It is not possible to get an A at this point. And that's not too surprising. If you look at her test grades, none of them are A's yet. So she's got a lot of points to make up. It's not as simple as just a few percent. It's not just simple percent. It's a weighted. It has lots of the semester she hasn't made an A, so it's going to take harder to get there. Okay? And the final example is grocery expenses. The Brontes have recorded their weekly grocery expenses for the past 12 weeks and determined that the mean weekly expense was $85.20. Later, Emily discovered that 1 week's expenses of $74 was incorrectly recorded as a 47 instead of a 74. Aha, dyslexia. What is the correct mean? So this is not the right average. We thought the average was 85.20, and that was multiplied by 12 weeks. So we thought they had spent $1,022.40 as the grand total. But then we discovered that they had recorded a 47 instead of a 74. So I need to take out the 47 that they recorded, and add back in the 74 that they actually spent. Okay, that was the wrong part and this is the right part, and that's going to be giving us $1,049.40 as the new corrected 12-week total of the expenses. However, read the question. It wants to know the mean, the average. So we now must divide this by 12 weeks to see what the weekly average is. It should go up, right? A little bit. 87.45 when we calculate that. This is the correct mean once we took out the mistake and put in the right amount. Okay, and it went up a slight bit because it was 12 weeks. All right, and now we're going to finish off with the last topic for this section, which is quartiles. Quartile, the word quart, of course, means four. We've talked about the quart before. Measures of position are often used to make comparison. Two measures of position are called percentiles and quartiles. You actually probably hear percentiles a little more often. There are 99 percentiles dividing a set of data into 100 points. A score in the nth percentile means that you outperformed about n% of the population who took the test, and that 100 minus n% of the people taking the test performed better than you. So if you are at the 75th percentile, that means you outperformed 75%, and 25% performed better than you did. So we'll be doing some examples with these in a minute. Quartiles, this is the next topic, so that was percentiles. Quartiles divide the data into 4 parts, and the way they do that is by looking for the median. The first quartile is the value that is higher than about 1/4, 25% of the population. It's the same as the 25th percentile. So quartiles and percentiles are related. The second quartile is the value that is higher than about half of the population and is the same as the 50th percentile. It's the median. Okay, so that's the way you're going to start these, is to find the median first. That gives you the middle, the half. And then once you've found the half, the second quartile, you'll find the median of the bottom half to get the first quartile, and the median of the top half to get the upper quartile, the third quartile. The third quartile is the value that is higher than about 3/4 of the population and is the same as the 75th. Okay, let's look at these. I'm going to work a couple of examples with percentiles. All right, here are the steps for doing the quartiles. Let's look at those real quickly. I think there are a couple of my math labs on this. I'm probably not going to ask much on this. To determine the quartiles for a set of data, order it from smallest to largest. So first you want to arrange your data from smallest to largest. Find the median, or the second quartile of the set of data. If there are an odd number of pieces of data, the median is the middle one. We talked about that earlier. If there are an even number of pieces of data, the median will be halfway between the two middle pieces. And we remember we averaged the two in the middle to get the median. Okay. The first quartile is the median of the lower half, and that's what I said just a second ago. That is, quartile 1 is the median of the data less than quartile 2. The third quartile is the median of the upper half of the data. Okay, and I said that a second ago too. Q3 is the median of the data greater than Q2. All right, so divide it in half, then find the top half, the middle, and the bottom half, the middle, okay? All right, let's do a percentile. Olaf scored in the 73rd percentile on the verbal part of the College Board test. What does that mean? Okay, if you're in the 73rd percentile, what does that mean? You will need to write an answer like, he scored above approximately 73% of all the students who took the test. Okay, so he scored above about 73% of the students who took the test. Good. Okay, and the next one, an ice cutter union is told that when all the workers' salaries are considered, the first quartile is 22,750. Explain what that means. That means about 25% of the workers, okay, about 25% of the workers earn 22,750 or less. Okay, so there we go on that, and we may do some more of these. Please keep, as you do your My Math Lab, keep any questions that you have that you'd like to do at the review for the test for when we get together and review for the test next week. Okay, I will see you all later. We will complete this lecture with the next section in just a few moments.